What's up? It's your boy Shamar B coming at y'all with another video. This video right here is going to be the review of the Bourne Identity, which is to me one of the greatest films of all time. It's easily in my top 5 favorite movies. Jason Bourne as a character is just a great character. He's up there with James Bond and Hitman 47 and Jack Reacher, all of those guys. But in my opinion, he's better than all of those guys. He will wipe the floor with all of those guys. But this film is following Jason Bourne. It's starring Matt Damon. The Bourne Identity came out, I think it was 2002. It's a very good movie. It's very enjoyable. Trust me, if you watch this film, you will not be disappointed in it. It's a great film all around the board. I've already done the Bourne Ultimatum, and I've already done the Bourne Supremacy reviews to that. It's already up on my page. It's already up on the channel. I meant for the Bourne Ultimatum to come out before the Bourne Supremacy because I did the review to the Bourne Ultimatum before I did the review to the Bourne Supremacy. I wanted to do the films from my least favorite to my favorite, and the Bourne Identity being my favorite, the Bourne Ultimatum being my least favorite. And this movie, the pacing is different from the other two. It's a slower pace, and usually in slower pace films, I really don't like a slower pace because a lot of these filmmakers, they make the film so slow, but they don't give us, you don't feel rewarded at the end. At the end of this movie, it feels worth the slower pace. You know those movies to where you're about to find out what you want to find out, then somebody gets killed or somebody gets shot, and you just drag it on, drag the movie on, drag the movie on. This film does that, but it's a reward at the end because all of those situations to where the film gets drug on, it's exciting set pieces, it's good action scenes, it's good chase scenes. It's good scenes with great dialogue and conversation between good characters. That's very important to the plot and it's very important to the film. But this film, we found Jason face down in the ocean. When this fisherman crew rescued his body, they could see that he had gunshot wounds in his back. So one of the men was trying to pull the bullets from his back, stitch him up, do that whole thing. Jason woke up. And when he woke up, he didn't know where he was. He was kind of in shock. It kind of was like a situation to where if anybody wakes up somewhere where you don't know where the hell you are, you're going to have a pretty negative reaction. You're going to kind of have a panic. And that was kind of what Jason had. And the man was asking Jason, like, what is your name? What is your name? And Jason did not know his name. He had a severe case of amnesia. So weeks go on. He's with this fisherman crew. And he's discovered that he's able to do all of the basic abilities that we are able to do, if you have some type of education, like read, write, you're able to comprehend, you're able to talk, you're able to work out. He was in good physical condition. He was able to do a lot of things, but who he really was as a person and his name and everything about him wouldn't come to him. So as Jason departs from this crew, they actually helped him out, gave him a little money, get you something to eat or whatever. Don't be out here starving. We're going to help you out because one of the guys actually cared about him, and they kind of had a situation in a small relationship, even though it wasn't just explored or expanded on. You can see that this guy kind of cared about him and wanted the guy to kind of, get back to who he was before the accident had happened to him. So Jason actually goes to, I guess this was a bank, and he goes into this safety deposit box, and he found out who he is. But the only thing is, he has 6 identities. So now he's confused. He's Jason Bourne, he's this guy, he's this guy. The safety deposit box it was filled with money, it had a gun. So at this point, he's like, man, who am I really? And as the audience, we're looking at it like, who are you really too? Because if you have all of these different identities, you have a gun. Because right before that scene where he went to this location, he was asleep at this park bench because he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he lives. He doesn't know if he has a home. So he sleep at this park bench, and these two officers come to him and it's like, you can't sleep here. You have to move. You got to get up out of here with this. This is a public place. You can't just be sleeping out here. So Jason is kind of like, okay, I'm about to get up. You know how these aggressive ass cops get. So he put the nightstick on Jason, and Jason disarmed both of those guys quick, like within seconds. So we knew this dude was kind of bad. And when we seen this safety deposit box with a gun, all this money, all these identities, passports, all these different things, we like, oh, okay, who is this dude? Like, what's going on around here? Okay, now you got me interested. Now you kind of got me wanting to watch the film. Now I kind of sit up. Like, you watch it, you sitting back, you chilling, you like, okay, what's going on? Then when you see all this going on, you like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. So, as the movie progresses, Jason got himself in a little situation to where he had to escape to this U.S. embassy. And one of the guys recognized him in the U.S. embassy, and it led to this huge scene, this evacuation scene where he had to evacuate and evade all of these like military type, you know, National Guard in that country type men. They didn't look like average SWAT or police officers. They looked like some higher ups. So it was a very good action scene to where Jason had to evade those guys, and that's where he met Marie, his love interest in these films, the girl that he fell in love with in the first film, the Bourne Identity, that motivated him in the second and third film, and probably in the fifth film too. He probably still had recollection of her as it went along. And she had money problems. You know, I guess she was a broke girl or whatever. She didn't really have no money like that, you know. And Jason offered to give her, I think it was $30,000 to drive him to Paris. She like, man, stop playing with me. You don't got no $30,000 to give me. And he gave her 15. He gave her half of it. He like, you'll get the other half when you take me. So she didn't really trust it, because I guess she kind of knew that this dude was probably on the run, or he was probably a very dangerous guy, but she needed the money. So she agreed to take him. And on the ride there, their chemistry really started to start. Jason still didn't remember who he was. She was trying to help him, you know, regain some of his memory, because I don't believe that she actually believed that this dude didn't have his memory. I think she kind of thought he didn't really want to talk about it because he could have been a murderer or a serial killer or a bank robber, you know, so she really didn't press it that much. But I'm pretty sure she had a thought of, man, he just don't want to tell me. So she was kind of trying to get him to, you know, open up and talk. But he didn't have anything to talk about because he didn't have his memory. So he couldn't really have a back and forth intellectual conversation or a conversation of divulging information about himself because he didn't know anything about himself. But their chemistry and the scenes that they were in together were very great, in my opinion. Like I said, you might watch it and be like, this average, you know, love in movies. But as far as relationship couples in movies, Jason and Marie, they up there to me. They did it for me. And so they get to Paris, and she's like, well, bye. You know, and give me my. He thought she was like bad because she was like Jason when he was looking at the apartment building to the address that he found in the safety deposit box to one of his identities that he actually went to. He's thinking she's like, well, where's the rest of my money? But she was just probably concerned and probably wanted to say something, and he gave her the rest of the money. And she just kept sitting there. He kept sitting there, and you know they kind of bonded. So he was like, you could come up with me and check it out and see what's going on. So they both go upstairs. The maid introduces herself to him, so he thinks like, okay, this is who I am. Okay, I kind of got a foundation. I kind of got a start. So they go upstairs, and while they're in the apartment for hours and hours, this assassin comes and tries to assassinate them. And the movie picks up from there. Now it's fast-paced, now it's going. And I don't want to do a whole spoiler thing. This is just a review. I'm kind of doing a play-by-play of the movie. But in my opinion, you got to kind of watch it for yourself. But it picks up from there. But the movie was pretty good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. It was a very good movie. I recommend it to anybody. If anybody ever comes to me and asks me, do I have any recommendations of a movie, I always say the Bourne Identity or the Bourne Trilogy. From a 1 out of 10, it's a 10. It's a 10. Matt Damon did an amazing job in this film. The director did an amazing job in this film. The whole CIA part of it, the killing squad that they made, that Jason was a part of, and that you could tell he was the best of that. That whole thing, the whole chasing him down, the whole fight scenes, the chase scenes. It was just directed perfectly, in my opinion. And the Bourne Identity. Have you seen it? If you have, comment what you thought about it. Let me know. Like this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See y'all next time.